Hello students, welcome to my channel. So today this video I am making it to give you the learning tips for your NEET exam by explaining the respiration in plant topic. See here, once the glucose is entered into the cell, then glucose will be broken down to pyruvic acid. This process is known as glycolysis, which is occurring in the cytoplasm. So this is a common pathway for both type of respiration, whether aerobic or anaerobic. Now, in case of aerobic respiration, see this pyruvic acid will enter inside the mitochondria. So this is the mitochondria. Pyruvic acid will enter inside mitochondria. Inside the mitochondria, the pyruvic acid will be broken down to form acetyl coenzyme. Okay, it will make acetyl coenzyme, which is going for a TCA cycle. TCA cycle. So this is your pathway is known as link reaction. And this is your citric acid cycle, also known as TCA cycle, also known as Krebs cycle. So we can say the link reaction is linking between the glycolysis and TCA. And in between these, all these processes, these are the one NADH2 will be produced. So NADH2 will be produced here also, it will be produced here also, and it will be produced here also. So this NADH is oxidized on inner membrane of mitochondria, and this process of oxidation of NADH on inner membrane of mitochondria is known as electron transport system. So these are the 4 steps in case of the aerobic respiration. Now see, I will explain the glycolysis in the short form. It is a quick revision for your NEET exam. Just listen the class only carefully. See, glucose, I am writing the short form, which will take the ATP to form glucose 6-phosphate, which changes to fructose 6-phosphate, which again take ATP to form fructose 1,6-diphosphate. It breaks down into dihydroxyacetone phosphate and 3-phosphoglyceraldehyde. It will give NADH out to form 1,3-diphosphoglyceric acid, which will give ATP out to form 3-phosphoglyceric acid, which changes to 2-phosphoglyceric acid, which changes to PEP, and PEP after giving out ATP, it changes to pyruvic acid. So what you have to remember here, this is the ATP which is used, and this is the ATP also used. The 2 ATP we have used here, and see what ATP we are producing. We are producing total 4 ATP. Why? Because this is one process I have explained, and if suppose this DIHAP will also go, then it will be multiplied by 2. So entire process will be multiplied by 2 here. So you have produced total 4 ATP production is going on, and this ATP which are formed are known as SLP ATP. Means they are made by substrate level phosphorylation. And this 2 NADH2 are produced. So the balance sheet of glycolysis is 2 ATP are used and 4 ATP are produced. So balance is only of 2 ATP profit and 2 NADH2 is profit. Now, future of pyruvic acid will depend upon the condition. I'm just writing the short form because I have to just revise for your NEET exam. Now, pyruvic acid depending upon aerobic and anaerobic. In case of anaerobic respiration, if this process is occurring in microbes, it is occurring in microbes, then what is the future of the pyruvic acid? See here, pyruvic acid will first change into acetaldehyde. And after giving carbon dioxide, and then it will use the NADH which is made during the glycolysis to form ethanol. So this NADH which is produced, it's being consumed here to form NAD back. If it is occurring in the muscle cells, then pyruvic acid will directly break down to form lactic acid by using NADH, which is made during glycolysis. Clear? So what is the role of the pyruvic acid, or what is the future of the pyruvic acid in microbes or in the muscle cells, depending upon which condition? Anaerobic condition. Right now we are emphasizing with anaerobic condition. Clear? Now we will be focusing with respect to aerobic condition. Now in case of aerobic condition, pyruvic acid will break down to form acetyl coenzyme A after giving carbon dioxide and giving out NADH2. Clear? One molecule of pyruvic acid right now I'm taking, and you can multiply it by 2 because of the 2 pyruvic acid are produced as a result of glycolysis. Now see diagram carefully. Now acetyl coenzyme A, after liberating the carbon dioxide, is of 2 carbon. Okay, your acetyl coenzyme A is of 2 carbon. Now see the diagram. Let me just slide a little bit my screen. So it is combining with 4 carbon to form 6 carbon, which is changing to 5 carbon and then 4 carbon and 4 carbon. Now what are these? This is your citric acid. This is your alpha ketoglutaric acid. Succinic acid. Malic acid. And here I am writing it oxaloacetic acid. At every step, when 6 carbon is changing to 5 carbon, then logically 1 carbon dioxide is liberated and NADH2 is also liberated. Here also 1 carbon dioxide is liberated, 1 NADH2 is liberated, and 1 GTP is also out. We use word GTP in plant cells and we use ATP in animal cells. Here 1 FADH2 is out and here 1 NADH2 is out. So this is the short form of the entire cycles which are in the respiration in plant chapter. Let me give you the summary also. If you see the summary, glycolysis was using 2 ATP and was producing 4 ATP. And 2 NADH2 was produced. Your one link reaction, I'm writing in short, will produce 1 NADH2. So obviously 2 link reaction means will produce 2 NADH2. 1 TCA is producing, check the diagram carefully, 3 NADH2, 1 FADH2 and 1 ATP. 2 TCA will produce double, 6 NADH2, 2 FADH2 and 2 ATP. Now see the calculations. You have to remember always, see here you have to remember 1 NADH give rise to 3 ATP and 1 FADH give rise to 2 ATP. Please remember this, then I think so your calculation will become easy for you. So here you know very well difference is of 2 ATP. Here the used is 2 and produced is 4, the balance is 2. And this multiplied by 3, if we multiply it by 3, the answer will come totally as 6. 6 plus 2, 8 ATP profit is here. 1 NADH means 3 ATP, 2 NADH means 6 ATP. 3 NADH multiplied by 3 will give you 9 ATP here. Here you will get 2 ATP. The 9 plus 2, 11 plus 1, 12 ATP. And here doubling means 24 ATP. Now for the glycolysis, for one glucose. See, for one glucose, we have to perform glycolysis. 2 link reaction will be there and 2 TCA will be there. So I think so you can do the calculation. 24 plus 6, 30. 30 plus 8, 38 ATP total we are able to produce when one glucose is oxidized. That is why we say one glucose will produce 38 ATP. I hope this topic is clear to you. Please write in the comment box how it is useful for you and let me know if any other topic you want. I will try my level best. Thanks for watching.